Good morning, everybody. I'll give some time for people to get on because I didn't do a thumbnail, so you guys don't know. So I'll wait for it to kind of go out. But good morning to everybody. The one person, the one person that's here. Give it a few minutes to send out the alerts. 1 second. I'm still here though. It's a holiday today over here. Probably. Oh, I'm missing the comments. What am I? I'm in the wrong. Oh, hey, sorry. I'm in the wrong screen. Hey, Psalms. Good morning to you. I was in the wrong screen looking at private chat instead of the chat. I'm just here chilling. We have a holiday today, so that means Monday. We get Monday off in lieu of it hitting on a weekend. Yeah, and then I know July 4th, you guys have your holiday coming up. So looking forward to some fireworks. Hopefully, I don't know if they're gonna have any, to be honest. Now that I think about it, with all the air quality issues and the fires and stuff, I don't even know if they're gonna have that. Maybe they still might. And I know last year there were some problems with people doing their own personal fireworks till like 2, 3 in the morning, which is not really good when you have animals and children and elders that can't get a good night's sleep. So that's that. I'm gonna drop the link so that those of you who come in can see it and join me so that we can have a conversation and just chit chat versus me just having to do all the talking. So I'll paste that there. Okay, so that's down there, and you guys can join in. I don't really have anything per se because this week has been very some very deep conversations, very good ones too, and all week been hopping around from live to live. And then last night I was in a meeting, so I couldn't listen to the lives I was in. I could only see the chat, so I couldn't get the full conversation. But it was funny, a lot of humor, a lot of last night. How's everyone's garden doing this week? My stuff is finally showing some growth. I'm finally getting some blossoms even on the tomatoes and some blossoms on my stuff. So that's good. Finally getting some stuff going. Let me see here. July 4th is always the most deadly holiday here in Chicago. Not due to fireworks injuries, but people. Yeah, that's yeah, kind of why I don't really go anywhere, because the crowd and the people, you're not sure what's going to happen, and then you end up in a problem. And then back in the day, we went somewhere, something happened, and then we got separated, and that was before the days of cell phones and stuff. We had gotten separated, and then we didn't know where the other person was, if they could get to the vehicle. Like it was about an hour before we found each other. I just went back to the car. I got out and said, okay, most likely they'll meet at the car. They are staying in the park looking like, why would I stay in the park if there's been a crazy event, or it was gunshots actually. It was shots. I'm like, I'm not staying in the park. I don't know who did it, who didn't do it, who was involved. I don't know who's carrying. Like, I'm not staying in the park. I'm getting out of here. But people don't really think about that. So they were still in there looking for me. I'm like, I was gone. People should know by now when something goes down, I can get out, I am gone. I'm not just gone outside. I'm gone. And you should have a meeting point of where we're gonna meet, because I'm not staying there. Good morning, Monique. Happy Canada Day to you. Yeah, there's a storm coming here, but it didn't come. It was supposed to come last night. Nothing happened. So I know it's gonna get worse. It's gonna be brewing more. Solar backup. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. The weather here has been crazy. The garden is looking a lot better since we finally got some rain. The rain is very good. I'm seeing a lot more growth. Yep, the aphids. I planted nasturtiums for the first time, so hopefully that's going to be a trap crop. Some of my perennial flowers, even some of the weeds, I saw even some of the dandelions that are still around infested with aphids. And potato bugs, obviously I still have that problem, and even like slugs and that kind of stuff, and all the rain. So it's hard to balance. I'm telling you, the balancing act is very difficult. I'm not here this year worrying about eradicating all the bugs and the little white butterflies. They keep coming, but they can't. I covered those with mesh. I covered all my brassicas with mesh, and they keep coming, and they're looking at me like, I can't get to nothing. Yeah, you're not getting to my brassicas this year. Nope. There's a lot of other stuff. There's flowers, there's plants, there's bushes. You go over there and figure out what you want to eat, but you're not eating my brassicas. I want for once in my gardening to not have all these holes in my cabbages and my brassicas. But I have holes. I don't know what happened when I got it from the nursery, but I had holes. Um, I'm noticing very few bugs this year, and almost definitely the pollinators, the bees. I said that from the very beginning because usually the dandelions bring up the pollinators and those kind of weeds. I haven't seen anything. As I said, I have a 5G or whatever tower that I can see not too far in the distance, and that has I definitely messed up a lot of stuff. The smoke, I'm not sure if that's a factor, but the pollinators are not as plentiful. I see a zucchini growing on my plant. I don't know if it was pollinated. If it's not, it's going to dry up pretty soon. So I'm going to have to make sure that I'm pollinating my stuff myself. I don't know. I saw a bumblebee. I did see a couple of carpenter bees in the beginning, but they're just annoying. They dug a hole in one of the wooden beams. Um, but I don't see a lot of pollinators. I saw a bee yesterday, one. I'm not sure. Oh my god, the flies though. You want to see flies. I sprayed, I powdered, I put the herbs out. It was helping, but it seems like the whatever eggs they laid have hatched and all these tiny flies are around. So the run outside for the girls is just like bombarded with flies. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have maggots in some of my vegetables again this year because that happened when I first came here. I don't know why cuz I didn't have any animals then, but I definitely think I'm gonna have problems with some of my crops. There's all these black dots on everything. That's definitely eggs. So I'm gonna have to mix some more of the herb spray. I actually went around yesterday or no Thursday with the bar of soap that's Irish Spring, but it's a no name brand, and I rubbed it everywhere outside the run, the coop, even around the plants, the pots. I just rubbed soap everywhere. You can actually smell the soap to kind of turn them off. It helped a bit, but this morning the run was full of flies. I put some DE down. I put some pellets down. I don't know what's going on. It's just too much. Let me see. Oh, you finally got the gherkin seeds in the mail. Okay, no, 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 no rush. It's probably not. Good morning, Fifi. It's probably not gonna be this season, anyways, because it's we have a shorter season, so probably for next year. My pumpkins that I planted, I didn't plant them in the ground yet. The seedlings have died because they were in the cups and stuff too long, drying out, and I either can start some new ones now. The table queen that I got, because I Psalms mentioned it, they died. So I'm not too sure if I'm gonna even get pumpkins and squash this year. If I start them now, maybe I can. Maybe if I start them now, direct sow them, I might be able to get something. So I'll try. I'll try 2 more table queen, and I'll try the 2 more of the Jamaican pumpkin. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I lost quite a few squashes. I use peppermint oil here because it smells a lot better than neem oil. But my husband came complaining that he doesn't like the smell of mint. Who doesn't like the smell of mint? Hey, drunken chef, how do you not like the smell of mint? I think it smells nice. It smells better than the fake stuff. Neem oil doesn't smell to me. It just kind of it does. I shake it good with soap and water, but it's greasy. It's so greasy. Um, my hydroponics are all well, they're not cleaned up, but they're all been harvested and put away. I'm done. Jamaican pumpkin it has a name. we call it Jamaican pumpkin, but it's. I'm sure you may have tried it. Kabocha. I think it's I think it's kabocha. I think it's from Japan. That's where it's originally from. Yeah, kabocha squash. Kobocha. That's it's a type of winter squash, a Japanese variety. Oh, it's winter, so maybe I can definitely have some time to still plant it. So that's the pumpkin that I don't know how it got to Jamaica or who brought it there, but that's the pumpkin that we have mostly, and that's the scientific name. It kind of looks like a butternut, but a bit bigger and slightly different shape. No, is it butternut? No, acorn. I think it looks like an acorn. Wrong one. That's what's I that died. My butternut died. My watermelons are all there, but they're not in the ground. So today I got to get them in the ground because it's just it's too much. But yeah, it's kind of like the acorn squash, but slightly different. It's creamy and buttery. Most of the squashes are. When you roast it, it tastes good. When you boil it, it's nice in soup. When you puree it and make a soup, it's nice. The Jack B. Little pumpkin should be able to grow quickly. Oh, I never heard of that. Jack B. Little. Oh, you've tried it? Okay. No, no, no. It's just it's native now, I guess. I guess it's maybe it's climatized to their climate. Um, but yeah, we just call it that. Nobody nobody knew the proper name. It's only now we kind of know it's kabocha. We just call it pumpkin. But yeah, it's a nice one. It lasts a long time on the shelf or on the table. So I was trying to grow a lot more squashes this season. That was the point. That has failed miserably to date because I haven't planted any of them. I don't have my the beds back there organized. I don't have any trellises. I don't like there's just some things that haven't been done. I'm just gonna plant them and see what happens and mow the lawn around them and like weed whack around it. I can't really get that set up right now. Yeah, I think winter pumpkins and squashes, whatever they're called, they are excellent because last time I had butternut and buttercup, both of them, I was cutting them even until like the end of February in the dead of winter, and they were fresh, they were fine, they were not bad. The seeds were good. I roasted it. I made soup. It was fine. Can you imagine growing something in the summer and you're still eating it in February, March of the following, you know, the following new year? I think that's a good crop to grow. Didn't have to put it in any special refrigerator, nothing, just out on in the cold room, or I put it on the cold tile floor, and I made sure I cut enough stems so that it didn't dry out so quickly. But I think it's a good ground provision. I'm growing so much of them. I think it's yeah, I think to me, potatoes, I didn't plant potatoes, though I have some from my garden last year that are growing, they're sprouted in the garage. Squashes, carrots are good too if you have a proper storage for it. I found that the temperature was either too cold or too moist, so mine kind of went bad. But carrots can last a long time. Beetroots can last a long time in the garage. So those are foods like they're not really like beets are not really popular. People don't like beets, but they can last a long time and they're highly nutritious. I don't have parsnips. I never grew parsnips, so I don't know, but they're in the carrot family, so I can imagine they last a long time. Um, Parsnips, celery, stuff like that. I think that's kind of where I'm trying to get to, but there's still so much stuff that needs to be done and it hasn't gotten done. It hasn't gotten done. And today I have to go buy I have chicken, not chicken. I have hardwire mesh. Hey, morning Jones Truth that I bought from the orange store, but I found a better price at Princess Auto, so I'm going to get it from Princess Auto. There's a sale this weekend. I'm not sure if they're open today because their website kept crashing. And then buy from them and then return the other ones from the other store and then hardwire mesh that chicken run because that's kind of what's waiting to be done. Once that's done, I can get some totes. I'm going to get some totes and use those for raised beds. I was looking for a good price on a metal raised bed that's like 18 inches tall. Those ones are very expensive. The ones that I already have that are like 12 inches, I can find deals on those like there's no tomorrow. But the tall ones, I can't find them for a good price. That is true. I made a video showing the inside of a couple of butternut squash I grew last year. I had them for 8 months. I'm gonna say try to save this year's for 1 year. Yeah, I think it would last a year, no problem. Especially if it's a nice, cool place. That's a can you imagine you grow something it lasts for a year on the shelf? I think that's a good thing to grow. And I never was really into squashes because I couldn't cut them. Good morning, food force. I couldn't cut them. Yeah, happy Canada Day for those of you who are the Canadians. Um, but now I kind of know how to cut them and how to like I take a rolling pin and hammer that onto the butcher knife and kind of get it through. That's why I didn't like them. I couldn't cut them. I would have to buy them cut, and they're a lot more expensive when they cut them for you. But that's about it for the garden. But I'm not sure if I'm going to show the garden today. Maybe I might. But things are finally growing, but it is slow going. It is slow going. And then yesterday, the smoke, Thursday, no, Wednesday, Thursday, and yesterday, the smoke was really bad. So I was in the garden, but I had to wear a mask because the last time I was in the garden when they had the bad air quality warning, and I didn't wear a mask, I had to pay for that. It was not good. It was not good. You still have butternut squash sitting on the table because it was too hard. Yeah, it's hard to cut through. I have a electric turkey knife that didn't work. So I watched somebody online and I just kind of take the big knife and I hammer it with a rolling pin to kind of put it through. But yeah, squash is excellent storage. I think you guys should give it a try for those who have not grown squash or don't like it. That's why I'm growing the kabocha and even the acorn and the table queen. They're smaller, and most likely I can probably get cut into them a bit easier and handle them a bit easier. But having them roasted with some olive oil and just like salt and pepper, um, and I actually mix mine with sweet potato, make a sweet potato mash. Um, it tastes very good. It tastes very nice. Making a nice creamy soup. I make chips like French fries with it, with the sweet potato fries as well. You can do a lot of stuff with it, a lot of stuff. And it gives you a lot of seeds. That's one of the plants that gives you a lot of seeds. You just cut one and you have at least 30, 40, maybe even 50 seeds. So I think that's a good bang for your buck. And it's not to buy seeds is not that expensive. And one seed, like one plant, can give you multiple fruit on one vine. We got quite a few fruit on the one vine and they were huge. And then the animals that tried to eat them couldn't even chew through them because the skin was too thick. So I think it was a good thing to grow. I have my tomatoes. I had bought two tomatoes that I don't have any seeds for. So I bought the Cherokee Purple and the Mortgage Lifter. Those were not cheap. I was not happy with the price, but because I wanted to propagate, I'm like, okay, I'll pay. It was like 350, 360 for each of those plants. Single plant, not a for sale, single plant. So I bought them. The Cherokee Purple, I took off all the suckers, about five, and they're in water. They've shown roots. So I'm going to up pot it into a cup and give away two of them. And the Mortgage Lifter, I just took off the suckers Wednesday or Thursday. They're in water. So once those get some roots, I'll plant those ones as well. So I've propagated those two plants and made a lot more. And I will be keeping the seeds. I don't do that fermented seed stuff. I just put the seeds on a wax piece of paper, let the tomato part dry out, and then just pop off the seeds. I ain't doing none of that fermenting stuff. Ain't nobody got. Well, I don't got time for that. I'm growing of every kind of squash that I can get, and some I made from years gone by. My biggest in the giant Atlantic dill pumpkin that I get 500 pounds. What? That's huge. 500 pounds? That's a huge pumpkin. But can you imagine how many people can be fed by that one pumpkin? I think, and I do think that those kind of crops do attract pollinators because I did see a lot of not the traditional, like, bees, but other pollinators or smaller bees, I don't know if they're flies, but other critters that are pollinators. I saw a lot of those when we had more squashes. Did not plant any cucumber this year. Last year I had a good crop of cucumber. This year I just didn't have that bed. I threw it out because it was damaged and I was trying to upgrade and get things repaired. But I'm going to buy some totes and forget the metal raised bed, buy some of those totes, those sturdy ones, and drill some holes and put some wood and whatever in there and then dirt and call it a day. The thunder is so loud it is shaking my house. Wow, this is one. I hope you guys stay safe, man. That's crazy. I bring to the food bank and I have to cut them up. Yeah, nobody can eat a 500-pound, but that can feed a lot of people. That's why I don't understand. Like I understand, but at the same time, people say that they don't this, they don't that, but they don't have a garden. Like if they planted a couple of things, just a couple, that could sustain them for a good amount of time and feed their family. They don't even want to plant anything at all. And even just, I'll plant A and somebody plants B and you guys swap. I don't know why they're not doing that. We've always had a garden, even if people don't have a big backyard. I saw a person who has a tiny, like a townhouse backyard, and they're growing. Every fence has something running on it. They have pots. They went behind in the ravine that's not their property, and they're running pumpkins over there. Like, I don't understand why people aren't trying to grow something. Um, oh yeah, the seed. Yeah, I do like pumpkin roasted pumpkin seeds. That I think that's a good. My butternut squash lasted all winter in the pantry and we're still good till the next late. That's what I'm saying. That's I think a lot of us can grow those things and we'll have you don't have to be worrying about what you're going to eat. They're very nourishing, they're very filling. Maybe people get tired of them, but I think it's a good thing to grow. Potatoes, and then you have, your bag of rice or your quinoa. You can grow, your winter greens and you're good to go. You're good to go. I think we need to go back to some old. I was looking at some old fashioned footage. You know how people have like footage of like how did your grandparents or your ancestors survive the Great Depression or things like that? How did they survive? What kind of things did they grow? What were they foraging? Because in Canada we have a pretty harsh winter, but people were eating and foraging still. There's some winter things that they can access. Some things, even like cabbage, kind of got the outside layers kind of got a bit soft, but the cabbage was still good. It was edible, and you're gonna cook it down anyways. So cabbage and kohlrabi did very well in the winter here. I grew about three kinds of cabbages, like the cone one. Don't ask me the name. The Copenhagen cabbage, the red salad cabbage, the two kohlrabis, the purple one and the white one. Um, I was pulling off leaves even in the dead of the winter, and I shared it with you guys. I think did I show you guys? I don't know if I dropped that video, to be honest. I'm gonna have to edit those videos and drop them so you can see. Under the snow, it was fine. I have sent my squash seeds to Dan Permaculture in Florida, to Toronto, Canada. I love squash as I love fries and bread from squash. Yeah, I like fries. I did not make well, I made zucchini bread, so I guess that counts because that's a squash. And I found a recipe online where they use zucchini kind of mix in with a chocolate cake, and that made the cake so nice and moist. And yeah, I know Dan Permaculture. I watch his channel. I like his food forest. But I've never grown. Yeah, I'll have to email you because if you ship to Toronto, I'm in Toronto. Those 500-pound pumpkin, I'll give it a try. I don't know if it's gonna be 500 pounds, but I'll definitely give it a try. And between the food banks and the even the senior home my mom used to go to, I can give it to the food department there. They'll make something with that. There's somebody who's going to want that the free food. And plus, I think I can feed it to the chickens, right? Um, yeah, the recipe was Psalms. It was what's his name? Seinfeld. Seinfeld's wife. I don't remember the one who had the TV show, the comedy guy. His wife. Don't ask me her name. I don't remember. I think she was on some talk show, and she has a book, and all her recipes she puts vegetables in them to hide them from her kids. And I think it was her who had it, or somebody maybe copied her recipe. But they had zucchini in the cake, and the cake was pretty good. We all ate it. I gave it to some kids at the camp, and they ate it. They ate it. They had no problem with the cake. So they couldn't even tell there was zucchini in it. I didn't tell them, and it was just like a chocolate cake. So her cooking, her book was pretty good. All her recipes had, I think she had even had mac and cheese with like something she put in there, so that she was adding more nutrients to the food without letting the kids know that it was in the food. Because you know how kids are. Once you show them it's this, oh, I don't want it. I don't like it. They've never tried it before, but they don't. They know they don't like it. Um, I'll send you a grab bag of the squash seeds. Yes, cook a little in the oven and the chickens. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to the chickens, because that's my only issue is in the winter months. What can I give them that's fresh without having to go and buy it? I can get scraps from the restaurants and stuff, but I don't know if they're buying, organic. Well, not organic, but just, natural stuff. I don't want stuff that's been sprayed or whatever, the conventional stuff. So if I can give them some squashes, I am going to grow some more cabbages just so I have something for them to eat in the wintertime. And my mustard, I did not plant the mustard greens this season yet. I might drop some seeds mid-July or end of July so that I'll have that as a fall crop. And the sea shoe actually seeded itself. That is all over the place. My sea shoe, which is like a spinach, which is actually kind of poisonous, but when you cook it properly, it's okay. So that's the like the purple leafy kind of thing. I dried it last year, and I think I use it for tea, but I didn't eat it. So I'm going to mix it with the greens and eat it. Um that's absolutely brilliant. I be hiding veggies in my meatballs for my husband and teen to be able to use them in sweet. Yeah, look up let me look her up now while I'm talking to you guys. I don't remember her name. Um but if I find the book right now, I can at least type the title of the book. And then she has different recipes. And there's other people, not just her. There's other people too. You can find them, and they have recipes where they've mixed vegetables in it. They put applesauce because they're vegan instead of eggs, so that also adds a lot of moisture to stuff as well. Um, Seinfeld's wife's book. Yeah. Okay. So this book is called Deceptively Delicious. That the one? Yeah. And her name is Jessica Seinfeld. Deceptively Delicious. And all of her recipes sneak in vegetables. But then when I punch that in, there's other books that are popping up. She has another book called Double Delicious. It looks like her same kind of cover. And it's for a busy, complicated life. I don't know what book that is, but one of the two, is her. Yeah, so check her out. Um, oh, sorry, I looked down too low. Let me see here. Yeah, check her out, because if you can use your stuff in your food and then they can't tell, like, pancakes, soup, bread, grilled, baked, pickled, muffins. Best way to peel is bake in an oven for a few minutes. I like baking the stuff because I'm at a point now where, good morning, Buckle Adventures. Thank you. I'm at a point now where if I'm making a meal and I'm using the oven, I want all the components of the meal to be just baked in the oven. I don't want to have to cook something on the stove top and have something in the oven and have something over here. Hey, Jova, I don't want to have, like, it doesn't make sense. So I'll bake the chicken, I'll bake the potatoes in the oven, and like everything's just in the oven. I don't have to be like watch it. It just made no sense to me. So I figured out a smarter way to get by. So if the oven's gonna be on, everything is gonna be in the oven. The string beans is gonna be in a dish with some water steaming. Everything's gonna be in the oven. I'm not putting on the stove top and the oven and the air fryer and no, I ain't nobody got time for that. So that's what I've been doing. Um, so that's what I learned to do. So that's why I do eat a lot of baked stuff. If I'm gonna use the stove top, then I use the stove top. If I'm using the crock pot, same thing. I'll mix like, the carrots and the potatoes with the beef and have like a stewish thing plus I'll put on the rice cooker. I haven't cooked rice on the stove in so long that I think I forgot how to cook rice on the stove because I don't do it because it's like I don't want to have to stand there and watch it. So I kind of got lazy. But there's so much to do, that's why I don't do it anymore. This coffee is taking long for me to drink. So, and I don't know. I'll drop the link again because some of you guys are hiding in the bushes. But today it's still smoggy. I went outside this morning to feed the chickens. I had to collect the eggs. They are again absolutely ridiculous, sitting on each other, fighting each other. So while they were fighting, I put my hand under and grabbed the eggs. So they changed their schedule because by the time I started my live, which was about 9, I had all 6 had laid their eggs. So all 6 are laying by 9 a.m. Every day this week I've gotten 6 eggs. So I don't know what's going on, but they're living their best life. Pepper made a lot of noise. I should have recorded her, but I was in there juggling and clean. I usually clean the coop in the morning because overnight they make a mess. So I cleaned up everything, shook out all the nesting pads, the ones that were empty, they fight for the one box. Feed them. I put electrolytes in their water because it is hot. Well, not hot, but it's humid, and they have a whole bunch of feathers. And then I gave them. I made watermelon juice in the juicer, so all the pulp I put it in the freezer, and I just put it all in their dish in the run, and they're eating that for the day to keep cool. So they should be fine. And they're all laying. Everybody's laying. The pop, trust me, one of them, the way how they're making noise, the two of them, Biscuit is very rude and she's making a lot of noise. And I actually I allegedly grabbed her and was pinned like, shut the hell up. You're making too much noise because they're going to get me found out. And Pepper. So if those two get me caught, they're going in the Dutch pot. They're too loud. Hey, Nikki. Oh, you're watching the commercial. Okay. I I really did not realize that they were so loud. I really that's why I keep saying that, guys. Those of you getting chickens and you're in the city, I really didn't think that part through. I thought they would be really quiet. I thought the roosters were the problem. Morning, Miss D. No, these girls, when they lay their egg, the whole neighborhood has to hear that they laid an egg. And sometimes their noise sounds like a goose, which we have around here. But man, I had to lock the door, close the screen window, try to contain the sound. So I think I'm going to have to put some padding in that little shed to block that noise because, man, they're going to get me found. But I think my neighbors are kind of cool. Like they're kind of like, I leave them alone, they leave me alone. We might accidentally have been given a rooster. No, 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 no. Did you get them? Hold on. What did you buy again? Sam, you bought barred, not barred. You bought, what should I call it? The cream puff ones. Or Buff Orpington. You bought Buff Orpingtons, correct? And they were sexed, right? That was why. Them Chick-fil-A chickens. I'm looking, not not intently, but I am looking because I'm like trying to find, girl. It's like they make an announcement, announcing um and they're showing off. Anyways, Pepper is just too much. I like Pepper, but I at the same time I don't like Pepper because she's a bully. And she pecked my she actually no Biscuit pecked my finger today. She actually opened her mouth and like put it around my entire knuckle, like around the knuckle here, and went and clamped it down. So because she hit the bone, I didn't really feel it. I find it only hurts when they pull your skin. If you actually like clamp on my bone, it's like whatever. So she looked at me like, "Oh, it didn't hurt." No. And then I just took the egg anyways and kept it moving. But when they get your skin, the fat on your hand, oh god. But if you have a rooster, some, you better get that. Well, my girls, hey Sassy, my girls have big combs. Now, they had small combs, and Since they started laying, a couple of them their combs got quite big, and I didn't want breeds with big combs because in the winter they could get frostbite. But I don't know, their combs are pretty big. I have um black sex link, red sex links, and I have barred rock. Had I known they can get that big potentially, I would have bought a different breed. But they're good egg layers. That's why I bought them. So hey, Renaissance, I am gonna have to, mind you, I shouldn't be doing this, but I was already shopping online for other breeds because I found that store PV Mart in Canada, which I'd never heard of before because I've never been a homesteader. It's just like Ace Hardware slash Tractor Supply, but probably more like Ace. And they have chicks there, and they have all the nice like Easter egg layer and all the different stuff. They're already sex, they're already female, and I can get different colored eggs, and I can get birds with smaller combs and smaller wattles. But hopefully they'll be okay. Let me see the chat. One is different. Okay, just keep your eye on them because I know your situation. You don't want Biscuit would be on a biscuit this morning. Telling you. She looks like a biscuit. That's why I named her a biscuit. And Cookie is thick, so she's gonna be a nice roast. I noticed on the other creators' videos, those chickens are very loud when yes, Miss Renaissance. I must have missed those videos. I'm like, yeah. And I went to order with my girls, and I'm like, okay, 3, no, 4, no, 5. Okay, let me just get 6. If I had, I don't think it matters how many I had. I think they're just loud when they're laying their eggs. Those red butts are sore dropping them eggs daily. And one of them are dropping some big Megatron eggs. Like, my goodness. Yeah, they're and then when they're finished, they want you to acknowledge them. So they're like carrying on, making a lot. I'm like, okay, thank you for your egg. Thank you for you're good. I'm proud of you. Shut up now. And they get louder and louder. And then Biscuit is making the noise while she's eating. She'll stop for a second, crunch, 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 bah, 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 crunch, 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 bah. And I'm like, bah, bah. Then she's making noise and spraying the food. And all I'm thinking about is that's costing me money, girl. Like, can you, if you're gonna eat, can you just eat and not be spraying the food everywhere? Like, no. So that's why I cut down their daily rations, and they have to go and forage in the outdoor run. Which what's really foraging? I put down cabbage out there. I put down yesterday lettuce. I put down an old cabbage plant with the seed heads on them. I gave them rice and beans. I gave them watermelon pulp this morning, cucumber. Like, what are they really foraging? I'm giving them stuff like it's right there. But they do find worms, they find bugs, they find something. And chickens are not surprisingly not the brightest tools in the shed, not the sharpest tool. I put down a chicken scratch, which is like, corn or whatever their stuff is. It's right there. All they have to do is eat it. They actually kick it around all over the place. And then they have to look for it. But it was right there in a neat pile. I don't know what they're doing. They got problems. And the water every day is full of dirt. I just don't understand why they need to throw I'm telling you, they throw the food. Oh my god. They throw the food, and I was like sitting there thinking, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. None of my watch. Hey, Lashes. None of my watch. You know how much the food costs? Food is expensive. No, 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 no. You're not throwing it around. And I know that can potentially attract mice. If you have food all over the place, that's going to attract vermin. And I think there is some mice because I see a pile of sunflower seeds just like in a neat pile. Anyways, oh, I forgot to say for those who missed, some of you were there. I was on Neckbone News, Tori's Brain on Monday. So check out the episode that was aired on Monday of Neckbone News. I played a character called Dr. You Better Get It Right. But I added at the end to make it more. We just improv and made a comedy. So myself was the add-on character, and Tori and Big Rooster, who plays Baps, are always on the main characters every week. So go check out Neckbone News on Tori's Brain, Monday's episode. I played a character. So regulatory officer of something of international space and time travel and something. And at one point in the episode in the sketch, Rooster had to like turn around because he was gonna start bust out laughing because he couldn't keep the character. He was starting to laugh and I was starting to laugh too, but I had to just keep the character. So check it out. It was funny. And all the other episodes as well. I think most of us, I played a character, Nikki has played a character, Sassy has played a character on there. Educated Natural has been on there. BDBG has been on there. African Dreaming in April, they've both been on there and played two characters. They've played the Worthingtons, and they've played I Call Me Shamandre, and I forgot April's character. Um, Also, Passionately Intrigued, Unbiased. Um, I'm just trying to name everybody. Forgive me if I don't call everyone's name. Unbiased was on there. So many people were on there. I can't even remember, but it's a nice comedic sketch. Even if you don't watch it live, if you watch the replay, you're gonna have a laugh. It's just so ridiculous. And of course, I think Bat played another character at one point, but maybe not anymore. But check it out. Yeah, check it out, man. It's a good program. I've been watching him from almost the beginning, not quite the beginning, but almost the beginning. Check out his channel. Friday is Friday night game night. He's Sunday is gonna be Neckbone Network, Neckbone TV, and something else. But check it out because everything can't be so serious. You gotta have some jokes, right? Okay, little one wants his apple peeled and sliced. Also, if you type weather in the chat and put your city and state or province, it'll tell you the weather. If you type hashtag urban, it'll drop your link. So you can do that throughout the chat. And I'll drop the link if whoever wants to come up and chat because I'm not really having a topic today. I'm just shooting the breeze. So you guys can come up. Hey, she stole my thunder. Okay, yeah. You're in Montreal, right? I think she's in Montreal. And so is Monique. You guys are both in PQ. What did I miss? Okay, so she's gonna peel her son's apple. And yet last night was the finale of the hashtag Planter HGC 2023 Herb Garden Challenge for 2023. Fifi had posted the winners on her community tab. I don't know if Planter did, but third place was Duval City Girl Gardener. Second place was Black Guns and Gardens. And first place was Gardening with Bernie. So that has been announced. And then they're already announcing like the rules. Hey, okay. The rules for Monica was saying that she sold my thunders also in Montreal too. She's in Montreal as well. What was I just saying now? That's my train of thought. See, my God, old age, my God, we lost my train of thought. But I was talking about someone's channel. Someone remind me. I lost my train of thought. I'm gone off the deep end and I can't remember now. I am near Saint Savoir. Bonjour. She's near. Monique is near Saint. Lord have mercy. I know the name. Look, I saw that on the map. She told me where it was. It's not Saint Eustache. She's near Saint. Not Saint Hubert. She's near Saint Jerome. I think it's Saint Jerome. Not too far from Saint Jerome. And then somebody else is gonna mention. Anyways, I can't remember. Brain, too much chickens. Bird. Oh, thank you, Plant a garden. See me gone all over the place. So that was announced. He, Planter, and I think Fifi's kind of like helping with the coordination. They already kind of announced 2024, which is going to be 10 herbs. This year was 5, 10 herbs. Okay, she goes to Costco and Saint Jean. Okay. And some of the rules, I think this year we started, I can't remember when we started this year. I don't know if it was the end of January, like January 27th, or was it February 27th? I can't remember. But he said this year we're going to start in March. I'm not too sure if that's going to work for me, so I'm going to have to do some research from now because if that's not gonna work, I don't know. I'll just maybe watch from the sidelines and just do the herbs for myself, but not for the contest, because I found it very difficult in a cold climate um to do the herbs in the house. Oh, Lashes is tired. Oh yeah, because you're working all night at the painting the place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know if they're having fireworks this year, guys. I hope they do. 'Cause I kind of tired. I've been tired of this. Ugh. And I was thinking, somebody invited me to this gathering today. I didn't reply, but I was talking to my other friend about it. Sometimes when you talk things through, you get clearer. So I'm not going to that gathering because this is the same problem. I don't know if you guys have this problem. This is the same problem I've mentioned before with my circle of friends. But then sometimes you forget. Some people invite you to stuff because they invite you to stuff that requires you to bring a gift. But if it's not a gift thing, you don't get an invitation. So this is exactly what today's event could, well, it could be that, but my friend mentioned, she goes, no, she gets upset if you don't bring her a gift and blase blase blah. So I'm like, they want you to bring them a gift, and then these same people don't really give you a gift. So I kind of was like, I'm not being salty, but I'm like, I ain't going shopping for no gift. I'm not doing nothing. So I just said, I won't be there. I'm not gonna be there. I can't be bothered. Um, I've only been to Saint Sever for skiing when I was young, but I can't be 100% sure. Okay, you guys are chitter chattering. And then somebody else, there's another event coming up in the end of July. Um, and I kind of was irritated because I'm like, they didn't ask, like, it's a large group of people. They didn't have like potential dates and say, okay, guys, which date fits the majority schedule. Okay, and then you pick a date and say, okay, what time fits the majority? Someone just made a date and a time, and it's like, this is the gathering. So I was kind of like, I already have plans that day because there's an annual picnic that's planned for that day that's been planned from last year, and we're going to a conservation area which you have to pay to get in. Plus, there's other things going on. So I'm kind of like, and then they planned their event so late in the afternoon, right in the heat of traffic, and it's way out an hour and a half, 2 hours out of the city. I said, eh. So then I talked to my friend again, probably shouldn't have, but I did. And she's like, she reminded me of some things. That's a problem when you forget things because you don't hold a grudge, and you forget how people did you dirty in the past. So she reminded me of what happened. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that. I forgot this. I'm like, I ain't going. I'm not going. So I'm sending a contribution for a gift, but I'm not going to that gathering. When you're at your lowest point and people do you dirty, no, 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 no. See ya. Are you getting smoke? Oh, so you're getting smoke too, Thunder? Yeah, the smoke is. You're probably worse over there, but the smoke is rough. Okay, I'm using an air purifier as well. Last night I had to have an air purifier. I was congested. I told you when I'm gardening, I'm wearing a mask, and some people may say like, "What? I can't. I can't do it. I can't be doing 3, 4 days of just breathing in. Like right now, the windows are closed. I like my windows open to get fresh air. I can't open them. The air is too dangerous. Okay. Hey, Queen Shar. Hey, yeah. I can't do it. I was on Amazon already looking for like a gas mask thingy. I think I'm gonna have to get one. I can't tolerate it. Um, it's making me feel like just lethargic. I'm congested. Um, my throat is coffee, like all kind of stuff. The smoke is a problem, and it's it's been what, several weeks of this fire still burning. Like, this is a problem. And what I don't understand is, for the last week, all I've been hearing is the submarine news. And yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Queen Shar. I'm not going. I forgot when we talked. I forgot that certain things should have been done and weren't done. And I'm like, oh yeah, they did me kind of dirty. I'm not going. I had to remind myself, yeah, you go out for people and they don't go out for you. Hey, Wide Family Farm. So I have to be a bit petty. I'm choosing to be a petty Betty this year. Petty. So I'm not going. I decided I'm not going. I'm gonna go with people who I want to roll with and spend time with, and not faking the funk. Driving 2 hours to fake the funk, and green tea. Oh yeah, and by the time you finish, your face sore without a fake smiling. I don't have time for that. Too old for that now, man. Too old for that. I don't like you. I don't like your people. I don't like your family. I don't like your face. I don't like your voice. I don't want to be around you. Why am I taking my good gas? Gas ain't cheap, you know. My good time to go drive over to spend time with a bunch of people that I really don't like. And then probably I don't even care if they don't like me, but I don't like you. I'm not going. But I will send some money to go buy the group gift. If I was really petty, I wouldn't send not a red cent, but I will send a couple of cents. I can't, I had to remind myself. No, 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 no. So let me see what I'm catch up. I went to Costco St. Jerome yesterday, and the smoke was making me cough that's right, burning my eyes. And exactly, I'm getting an eye ache, eye strain. It's the smoke. So I have to wear my mask, and I'm not even wearing the good mask because I don't like having that suffocate. But I have to put on something because I can't be sitting there breathing in that smoke. And even now, like I wasn't sure if I was gonna go live. I'm feeling a pressure like on this side, the sinuses, and on this side of my face. It's been going on for since about Tuesday. It's not like painful, but it's just annoying and uncomfortable. I love this channel. So much common sense. Thank you for being great Earth Warriors. The best gift one can give is a smile. Yeah, I agree with that. I just, yeah, I'm not gonna spend time with the people that I don't like. Yeah, I don't, and it's not, and sure, it's even. We have code names for people, so even Piggy, like Piggy's done some dirt, and then she smiles in your face. Nah, man. Yeah, we call her Piggy. Only we know who Piggy is. Hey, Odom. Yeah, she just does some dirt, and she'll throw you under the bus the first, second, third chance she gets under the bus. Oh my goodness. Why would I want to spend time with people like that? Like I can't do it. I I was not born and raised to handle office politics. That's for sure. I do what I gotta do. I tolerate you during my paid time to tolerate you, but during my unpaid time, meh, sit spend time with you? Hell no. Piggy's no good. She is so fraud and she's so jealous. Yo, mom, I'm done with Piggy. I've been done with Piggy. Been done with Piggy. I can't. Yeah, if it's not about work, don't talk to me. My eyes is this morning. Yeah, I'm telling you, we're at that. We're at this junction where the environment is messed up. It's messed up. Um, we need to value ourselves and our lives more. If I can't give you a real smile, I can't give you my real time, real money. Yeah, like I can't do it. I used to kind of do it. Like even last night, I probably should like. I don't have a problem saying stuff, but then people say, "Oh, you said this, you said that." Now upset with me. Listen, the same way we talk to your face, we talk behind your back, in front of your face, in front of your mother's face. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it, so nobody can ever say you heard. I'll say it to your face. I'm not the person that will say, "Oh, I never said that." I'll say, "Yes, I did." So that's why I don't have to hold no secret. I don't have to figure out any lies. I don't have to make up no stories. I'm the same. Piggy, yep, she no good. She is no good. I stay away from people. And then she chats your business. And she very rarely discloses her own business. And then what got me is she makes assumptions and tells people those assumptions as if those are actual facts. When me and you have never had them kind of conversations, I don't trust you because you chat too much. But she says, well, you must feel that way because of X, Y, and Z. Did I say that? Did I ever say that to you? Well, no, but nothing. I didn't. You're not paid to think for me. That's for certain. You're not paid to think for me. Stay in your own lane. Anyways, the only exception I make is if you're my coworker and or have power. Yeah, of course. You're my boss. During paid time, I'll and I'll show you all 75 teeth or however many you're supposed to have. But when I'm off the clock, and they all know, the management know, don't call my cell phone. You don't pay this bill. Don't call my cell phone for nothing about nothing for work. Don't call my cell phone. I'm not answering the phone. She gets worse every time they give her a award. Do you know that I got an award, Shar, and they didn't even tell me I got the award? Is that the meeting, the big meeting that I knew I got an award in April? That's when I found out I got the award? How does that work? Because they probably didn't even really want to give me the award, But they had to give me the award because my work was so good. They had to give me the award, but they didn't really want to give me the award. Anyways, my eyes are so sensitive. Yep. My eyes are sensitive. Didn't know I got the award. How does that even work? I'm telling you, the more I talk, I hate that. I hate the place. I like the people, I like my friends, I like my crew, but I hate the place. I hate it. There's been too much dirt. There's been too much bad mind, ill will, things that were done. Too much favoritism. Too much stuff that was done. And I'm not holding a grudge because half the time I forget what happened. I have to remind myself, but I'm like, nah, why am I still here? This year, I'm trying to leave. Man, I'll tell you the honest truth. Me gone. Last night I had a meeting with my friends, and a lot of people have left their jobs. And actually, when they've left, things have gotten better. More opportunities have opened up, but because of fear, we stay. But I gotta launch out because I can't stand them. I can't stand the atmosphere is toxic. The people are toxic. The job, like everything's just toxic all around. You always under stress. You feel, hey Gina, you feel like someone's always gonna watch you or throw you under the bus. You have to always be covering your back. Who wants to work like that? I've been there for years. I'm not no newbie. I've been there for years, and the amount of stress they put you under, and they question every little thing. If you have to go to God forbid you have to go to the doctor. Oh, can't you go on this time? Can't you change the time? Who the F are you to tell me? If the doctor is open at X time and make me a time slot, I must tell him that you don't want me to go on that time? This is the kind of people that we're dealing with. And it seems like only certain of us have to go through all these hoops just to get a little time off to go to the doctor. I was like, yo, it's time. Yeah, it's time for me. Sometimes it's time for you to go. Sometimes God does this stuff for you to get up and go. That's the problem. You're still sitting there. You won't move. And that was been my problem. I'm like, okay, no, it's gonna get better. Oh, the grass is not greener. It's not greener. Okay, you know what? That's gotta make it work. Now I'm like, you know what? Screw all of you. And the amount of people that have retired this year and last year, not because of the pandemic, they retired. They realized, you know what? Screw all of you. I'm gone. It's not even worth it anymore. I love everyone, but I just don't like I don't like a lot of people. Last night I went to a meeting. You need to leave too, Shar. I cannot take it. Like, really. And and it's like I've never been the type. I think I got into a point where I've never been good at taking orders. I just don't like. I'm not like really insubordinate, but when you're stupid and give me stupid things to do and ask me stupid questions and you don't even know what we're supposed to be doing yourself, but you're telling me what we're supposed to be doing, and it's constant stupidity, it's like, yeah, I want to tell you you're stupid. Why are you here? Why are you making more money than me when you're so stupid? Anyways, let me not even go there. But you kind of get salty because it's like, and every company has that problem where people get promoted and don't even know what is supposed to be done. They don't know what's supposed to be happening. It's never, you know, oh, I'll say hi to you. I'll say hi to you. But that's it. These people cannot be trusted. And once you burn some, they will repeat anything you say to them, they'll repeat it. So the only things I say is things that I want repeated. You have to, everything's a game with these people. Everything's a game. You cannot trust nothing about anything. They take all the information, they gather it, and then at any time, and this individual, Miss Piggy, and Miss Piggy is me being nice because Miss Piggy looks better than this Piggy. Let me tell you, she look in your color Piggy. She she does things and she says things in a public forum. So if you told her something in private, because not now because we don't trust her, she will say it in a public forum in front of other people that you would never have discussed that with in the first place. And when that happened, I'm like, you little. And she and there's nothing worse for me. I don't like working with women. I don't. I don't like working with women. I've always worked better with men. We do our work, we have fun, we chill out, and whatever. So the problem with that is it's a twofold problem for me. Women get jealous because they think maybe I have all of them and having rendezvous with all these men, which is not happening. We're just literally just friends. But because they, their mind goes wherever, they think, oh, whatever. Even if I was rendezvousing, that's between me and them. None of your business, that's for sure. And they're also jealous because they're just, so there was an issue at work, and everything nowadays is sexual harassment. Everything is sexual harassment. You can't even say anything to a female at the workplace, any workplace, because everything is sexual harassment. So it's very um, most people, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So you can't say anything. Um, you can't compliment somebody. You can't the only salt I want is on my sunflower seeds. You can't, it's very could be very dangerous for a man in the workplace if somebody says, oh, you said something inappropriate or whatnot, right? There's a line with me, yes, but I'm not I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm so rigid in terms of, so a guy will say to me, oh man, you look nice today, I love that color on you. I'm like, yeah, mama, thank you, mama, look goody. It's kind of a thing. Somebody else would be like, oh, that was inappropriate. Nobody asked you. He's talking to me. He's not talking to you because you're not even attractive. That's the first problem. So they're upset that, oh, he's quote unquote being inappropriate. But if I don't have a problem with it, why are you getting involved? Somebody else would say, oh, whatever. I don't have a problem with it. I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, we all have eyes. We all be looking. And doesn't mean that they're trying to have an affair with you or cheat on their spouse. They can see that you look good or see that, you lost some weight, or they can see that, oh wow, whatever. Um, that's what some people do. Sometimes they kind of go over the board, but if the person that it's done to doesn't have a problem with it, you shouldn't be going and filing and saying stuff and complaining about it. That's what I don't like. I didn't like. And you know, it depends on the relationship you have with the person. Like one guy, I said, "Oh my, your butt looks kind of cute in those uniform pants." Like, wow, you working out? You doing squats? And it's like, oh, hey. But that's the relationship that we have. We're not touching each other. We're not going vulgar, nothing. But some people now make it a point to get involved and say, "Oh, it's whatever." It's harassment. It's if it's unwanted. And I said, I don't mind it. I like the attention. If you're not looking, I'm doing something wrong. So that's what kind of caused a lot of conflict with the women because the women didn't like that. Every time I pass by, a lot of men like the perfume because I wear different perfumes every day. I don't really wear the same one all the time. So I mix and match. So when you pass by, they're like, oh my God, you smell nice. Like, wow, hey D Mood. Oh, you smell nice. because so it causes a lot of tension and jealousy, and that's exactly what happened. Not my problem. You look the way that you look and you don't take care of yourself. And I even talked we even I think me and Shar talked to kind of her about it one time, because we were, let me read the chat before I go to that point. Um this is adult conversation. I'll take a pause just in case, because we're going to go to a bit of adult conversation. Not in vulgar. You know I'm not going to be vulgar. I hang out with like-minded earthlings, and that's it. This way I have a lot less problems. I smile as much as I can, and when I'm not smiling, which is not often, better run. Yes. I can't picture Howie not happy. He's just a carefree, just like easygoing person. Doesn't really let, you can tell, doesn't like let things bother him. Things are different back in the day when we were growing up. It's more like millennials that take offense. Yeah, they take everything is HR. Oh my god. Like, I understand that there's inappropriate things, don't get me wrong, but not everything is inappropriate, especially if the person has a relate. And to be perfectly honest, at my workplace, the amount of affairs that go on and been going on and was going, trust me, it's like a regular thing. You are a great earth warrior. Okay, he's talking to so good morning to D Mood. So so this is why, I don't really get involved in yeah, I don't want to smell like, I like to smell nice. And people are gonna notice, like, hello, you didn't pay this much for this expensive perfume for someone not to notice that you're wearing a nice perfume. So, anyways, I forgot my story. Oh yeah, so we're talking to back in the day we used to eat lunch with Piggy. So Piggy, I don't know, we're talking about sex for some reason. I don't know how we got on sex. So she's married, and her husband also works at the company in a different division, a different location, kind of different location. So she I was talking, and I'm like, oh, like, you know, I'm not in her business, but like, are you and your husband, still doing stuff and, whatever. And then she's like, well, da, 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 da. And we're like, so I said to her straight up, I'm like, so what are you guys doing? You're like, we're under 40 years old. So what are you doing? If you're not doing nothing with him, what's he doing? And then she was getting upset because his one of his ex-girlfriends who was coming in town wanted to like connect with him and touch base and catch up with him. And she was very jealous. So I'm like, so I said, because I'm just a straight up person. I'm like, and Queen Shar probably agree. I'm like, if your husband ain't looking at if as I said, no, I said if other men aren't looking at you, your husband isn't either. And she's like, no, I don't agree with that. I'm like, yeah. If other men aren't looking at you, your husband ain't looking at you either, because you ain't lookable. No, 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 no. Then I heard her way after that, we had a falling out. And because she's so two-faced, and she toes the line, and she's such a, whatever. And then she just did too many little things, and then she's talked behind my back as if Char's not gonna tell, like, just a whole bunch of stuff. And then she double crossed me. Anyways, she she ended up arguing in the hallway on her phone in a private hallway with her husband, but he's not looking at you. And I'm looking at her. I'm not, I'm looking at her, and I don't find her attractive. I don't find her attractive. I don't find her I don't find anything appealing about her. Um I don't like anything. Don't like her hair, I don't like her teeth, I don't like her face. I don't like She doesn't wear any makeup, which is fine, but I don't find anything appealing about her. She doesn't wear like, there's nothing feminine, there's nothing ladylike about her. And I'm trying to give her a little like hint, like, yo, get yourself together. Like, do something to kind of make yourself look a little, you know. And we fell out, and I left it alone. So I think something's going on now with her and her husband, because he don't give a crap. Because I overheard some of the conversation. Now, even though I don't like her anymore, I'm not going to repeat what I overheard by accident, but she would. That's the kind of person she is. So that's why it's just easier for me to stop in the workplace, just keep it straight professional and don't mix business with pleasure, because if somebody that you work with becomes your friend, that's cool, but not everybody that you work with is your friend, and that's the problem. We think that we're cool with people until you find out that you're really not. And then one girl basically said, we're hanging out eating lunch together, but it came out in conversation kind of like we would never be welcome in her home. She doesn't socialize outside of work with her work people, and which is fine, neither do I. But the amount of time that she was taking from us and using us, it's like, you know what, I can eat lunch by myself. I can eat lunch by myself. I don't need to eat with none of y'all. So after that, we kind of separated ourselves from them, and we stopped eating lunch with a couple of the ladies. They were just they're sponges. They take from you, but they don't give. So I just had to cut them off. I had to cut them loose, and that's what I did. I cut them loose. They're just not. They're involved in all your business, but not taking care of their own. I had an altercation one with HR, and that woman is lucky I never slapped her in her ignorant face. Don't slap them. That's when the police haul you out. After that, I've never had anything to. Yeah, I don't. I don't. Yeah, my mom would say they don't keep up. They don't. She looks. She looks. She don't look. And then that's the problem when you keep up with yourself. Um, and people look at you, they get upset. And it's like, I'm not dressing anything vulgar, but I'm gonna make sure that I stand out. Yeah, I'm gonna stand out from the crowd. I'm gonna look, put together, look good. And she's, and Queen Shar always made sure, she, her and makeup and stuff. And this lady Piggy never did. She didn't look like Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy always had her hair done and her makeup on and Kermie, Kermie. So yeah. And then we told her something. I remember we told her something because somebody said something about her, like just to give her heads up. And when somebody, this is what also irritates me at the workplace. If I overhear somebody talking about you at work, and I'm like, okay, this is what happened, you have to have enough sense to say, okay, this happened on Monday. Urban overheard it, and maybe Urban was in a conversation, and they know that Urban and somebody else overheard this conversation. If I tell you about it on Monday and you go and confront them on Monday, it's kind of obvious where the source of the information came from. Like, don't you have any sense? You have to kind of hold it for a few days, maybe till Wednesday, so that now you confront them, let the facts kind of settle, chips kind of fall, and figure out, okay, what really happened before you go run and confront them. She went and go run and confront. I'm like, you know what? People like that, I can't tell you nothing. I can't tell you nothing because you don't know how to hold the information for a bit before you act on it. And even a guy at work did the same thing. I'm like, you can't act on it the day that I tell you. You have to hold it, watch the person kind of play dumb, and then you act on it a few days later. That's how you have to do it. Because if you act on it on the day, you're exposing your source, which is me. That's the point. You're exposing me. And I'm only telling you to warn you that the person doesn't have your back so that you can move accordingly. No, the man go confront and she go confront the person and confront. I'm like, yo, you she can't hold her mouth. So it's kind of like there's several things that just kind of turn me off. Anyways, Piggy and all of them are not going to the party. I'm not going to the party, and I'm going to be fine with not going to the party. We can't I don't well we not you can't. I don't want to spend my personal time with people that just ain't right. Um, Let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, they don't keep up with themselves. I'm old school, even though I'm on here with my bonnet, whatever. But when you go out, you have to look at least a half decentish. You put on like loungewear decent. Have a decent handbag. Don't have rollers in your head and just You're out in public, especially at work. She was a low key racist, and I got up mid meeting and walked out. How can you report HR to HR? Oh, yeah, I know those things. Yeah, I wear makeup. I have to. If I don't, I look like a ghost. I had a couple people actually get all upset and salty. I haven't worn makeup since the pandemic because I'm working from home. So I kind of didn't bother. And then when I did bother, it was like my skin texture kind of changed, but now it feels softer again, so I can probably put it on. But I just haven't had to. And then my skin cleared up because I wasn't eating all that foolishness because I'm home. So I didn't really have to. So I will wear lipstick. I'll put on, the brow stuff, and I'll put on some mascara. I don't wear a lot. I find it, but I will put some on. Yeah. I don't want to look like a Sasquatch. I don't want to look, you want to look like put together. I always wear perfume. I like to always have on a nice watch. Um, Handbags, maybe. I'm not really, I like a small bag just with my ID, do my errands, and take it from there. I'm not feminine to the point where, I'm a damsel in distress, but you have to be, you gotta be, feminine, and you gotta. I think everyone to each their own, but I think it's better than to be walking around looking like your husband's brother. Like, I don't see the point of that. Um, but she didn't get the memo, and she did what she did. So, you know, she doesn't look she didn't look yeah, she didn't look she was she was a hot mess. I'm telling you. I had to when you're looking at somebody and you want to hold in your laughter, that's not a compliment. It's not complimentary. But yeah, um yeah, HR is always a problem. The problem was I am the boss's wife, so I had to be very careful and diplomatic. But that woman was begging for a slap. I'm not good at office politics. I'm not good at office politics at all. And office politics is just like there's so many lies and stories involved. I just can't deal with it. And people have so much dirt in their closet. I did not know till I came to this particular department. I told you everyone's having an affair with each other. And there's a gentleman that I worked with briefly somewhere else. And he is slimy. Didn't know, like, him and I are cool and laugh and whatever. And because he and I would never be involved in a relationship, I get more tea from these kind of guys, but he's slimy, like slithery, slimy snail. He's disgusting. And all the woman, he gets all these women and he's married, and these women are married. And so I came to this department that I'm in now. Only and the thing about it is you can't outlive your reputation. What do I mean by that? So something happened years before I went to that department. And no matter what happens, the story always keeps coming up and recycling. That's how it works. When new people come to the department, oh, you didn't know about so and so? So this man had an affair with another manager's wife. And the manager went to work and then came back to the house only to find this man in the house with his wife. And everybody knew what was going on. And the side man, I call him the side dude, did not keep anything secret. And because the side the side dude is so like Fabio-ish kind of dude, um it just he shamed the husband up. He just shamed the husband up really bad. And the husband stayed by the wife and has all now still have the wife. And everybody just looks at him like he's a simp. But I got to that department, and even though I didn't know about it, they always make sure that you know about it. And they're still there. Like, how do you work at the same place as your husband and then you're bringing another dude home that's also in the same. Anyways, HR is there to protect the company from the elements within and not to protect the employees from each other. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. My day is starting off to see the food and dance with my friend. So, okay, see you later. Talk to you later. But yeah, I think it's time for me to go. That's why I want to kind of get a piece of property and kind of be out of all this foolishness. This foolishness. It's just too much foolishness. I don't like kissing anyone's butt, and that's is my problem. I can't be fake. I can't hide. Yeah, I can't. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't like you. Um, it's just not going to work. BBLs are epidemic here in Virginia. So many women looking like cartoon characters. Not, I see that a lot. And we were talking a couple weeks ago about the risks involved in those procedures too. Like, they're going off so willy nilly. Like, I don't know. I um I don't think it's necessary, but then again, I grew up in a different time, even though I'm not overly old, but compared to them, I grew up in a different time. And so I don't know the pressures that they have to look a particular way. But I've never been one to conform to other people's standards, really. To a small degree, yes, but in general, no. I've never been one to conform to other people's idea of what you should look like or beauty. The only thing I've tried to be is healthy and like to be like active fitness wise, to keep in physical shape, and to keep muscle tone. I do like, to see nice muscle tone and not things jiggling, but I don't need to go under the knife. Like, the risks are too much, man. I don't who was I looking at? I can't even remember, but there's quite a few celebrities that don't even look like themselves. I don't know what they did, but I guess Botox or something. I don't know what they did. They don't even look like themselves. And there's several I could mention, but there's somebody recently I saw, and I'm like, what did you do? I don't, all that money. Like, and the funny thing is, like, you can do all that to your face and stuff, but your hands are gonna give your age away. Your neck is gonna get your neck and your decollete, whatever, is gonna give your age away. Like, there's other parts of your body that's gonna give your age away. Like, I don't see the point of having all this, and then you can still see their neck and their hands, and like, it looks actually weird. Like, you glued on somebody else's head onto a 75-year-old person's body. How about just doing things to kind of nice, like slightly tighten your face, slightly, but not to go. To me, it looks ridiculous. And like, I think it was even Madonna. Like, she did some like new work or something. I don't know what happened, but I'm like, what's going, and she's active, like she keeps her body nice and firm and muscular. Yoga, like that, I like, because you can age gracefully. She's very active, but I don't know what they filled and put in. It just, you know okay, I haven't done both. I'm all about having Botox, but not fillers or anything of the extra stuff. I don't know, I just don't. I guess if I need a bit of touching up, I'll do it. But I think if you this is the problem. I think people do a lot of things when they're young and not knowing the long-term damage. So there's somebody else that I know, and I know I'm black, so I don't I don't sit in the sun. I go in the sun, I do activities. I may get a tan, but I don't sit in the sun with oil and just stand there and lay there and bake myself like a piece of bacon. I don't do that. I know that 20 years from now, I'm going to look like a piece of bacon. So I never really sat out there. But you go out and get sun in the shade indirectly. This girl, my age, always baking in the sun, always trying to get color. Went to tanning salons and did tanning, tanning, tanning. I saw her a few months ago, and I was like, what the, in my face. It's like, oh, hey. And you're like, what the hell happened to your skin? And I'm like, geez, she looked older than her mother. Her mother is in her late 50s, early 60s, and she looks older than her mother. Everything was a fine line. Everything was crepey. Everything was, I'm like, oh my God. She don't look good. She gonna need some fillers. In order to even look her actual age. I'm not talking about looking younger. In order to her look her actual age, she gonna have to get some fillers. She cracking, she cracking big time. And all that stuff she did to look, have a nice colored complexion, copper tone, whatever, and she looks old AF. Even her eyelids had wrinkles, for everything was wrinkly. And I said to somebody, "Do I look like that? Is that how I look?" They said, "Hell no." And the person goes, they were shocked too. I don't mind aging. I think, it's nice to age, but not like that. I don't want to look 60 in my 40s. You look like a hot. And then she bleached her hair till it, man. And she's divorced. I'm sure her husband's glad he got out of that one. Oh, God. Yeah, she did not look good. Anyways, let me get to the chat. They need to do everything Lashes does so they can look. That's what I'm saying. And if you need a bit of work, I'm not a judgy person. If you want a bit of work, like my friend got her breasts done. She breastfed 3 children and they were not looking like they used to look, so she got it done. But it's not like an over like humongous thing. She just got it put back to what it should have been had she not breastfed 3 children. I'm starting to get those age spot. Yeah, the girl does not look good. It was laughable. It was laughable. I think if we all embraced the aging process better, and part of it is eating properly, exercise, rest, eliminating stress. And stress is a big problem for all of us because the fast-paced world that we're living in, North America, is very fast-paced, and it's very challenging. And that really has aged a lot of us. So that's why I'm kind of trying to get away from this fast-paced lifestyle, this stressful workplace, all the politics, and just live a more streamlined life and just have people in it that you want to have in it. It's just, to me, it's not worth being fake. And then you can't be authentic because everything that you say, someone's offended by something that you said. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it. Um, I remember in either middle school or grade 9, which would be high school. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, you would have these books and someone would make a book out of paper and put a title, and you'd have categories like who's the prettiest, who's going to be the most popular, who's the best athlete, all these categories, and then there'll be names. And then you'd have to tick off if you agree or don't, leave it blank. Morning Bud Files. And then they would like calculate who got the most points, and then I guess you would win. Like, who cares? How it was so stupid. So somebody gave the book, but they gave the book and they already counted who got voted. So when it got back to them, they counted this and they could tell which ones I ticked off and which ones I didn't tick off. So because I didn't take care, White family. So because I didn't tick off her being the prettiest or something, they put my name down for all the insulting stuff after that. And I'm like, really? And that's exactly exactly how it is, even like years from now. It's the same nonsense. The petty, they want to lash out at you. You asked me for my opinion. I didn't offer it. You asked. I ticked off who, I thought would be for each category. And because you didn't get the answer that you like, now you're putting my name on all the negative stuff. Whatever. Don't ask for someone's opinion and then get upset when they give it to you. It's the stress that ages me. That's why the Botox, the lines are deep. I'm telling you. Yep. That's why I stopped furrowing my eyebrows, my forehead, but it's still there's a line there. But I had to stop furrowing my eyebrow. But it's not too bad. But hey, Jason, but I'm okay. I'm I'm the age that I am, but I don't think I look old. Um, I'm just working on getting some more weight off because I think sitting is the new smoking, and when you sit down too much, that's not good. So I do want to get some weight off. But other than that, no, I don't want to look. I don't want to look, you know, 20 something. But I do want to look, look good, age gracefully. I try to dye the gray hairs, and the gray hairs won't dye. So it seems like I'm gonna be having to just have. I only have a few, but they won't hold the dye. I dye it two, three, four times, and it's you still see the gray hair. So I'm probably just gonna have to just embrace silver because it's not dying. Hey, can't stop walking, but I think yeah, we would just be happier if we just age gracefully and stop taking the shortcuts. And I'm not saying you can't have some work done. I'm just saying some people are doing that as their only solution. They don't lose weight. They go like the lady at work got the surgery, and kept eating Twinkies, kept eating all this different stuff, and all the weight put back on and then some. What was the point? What was the point of having a surgery, going under, putting your life at risk to end up looking back the way that you were before? It just didn't make any sense. Why don't you just try to live a healthier lifestyle that would reap more benefits than just taking a big surgery? How about stop eating Twinkies? Like there has to be some level of effort and work that you're putting into it. You can't just, you know, press a button. Age gracefully. Yeah, age gracefully. Take care of yourself. Eat properly. Enjoy life. And stop worrying about what other people are thinking about how you look or your weight or whatever. If you don't like your weight, then you do something about it, but don't worry about what other people are thinking. You have your own you know fish to fry, and they have their own fish to fry as well. It is what it is. um you know if everyone would mind their business, things would be a lot better. I used to hate that. Oh, when you have friends and like you're the thicker friend or the fat, quote unquote, fat friend, and it's like I'm not the fat friend. I just happen to be hanging around a lot of skinny people. Like it was just always these comments and stuff. It's like nobody asked you. You worry about you, and I'll worry about me. Years later, those same people from college and high school, you see them now. Half of them don't have no hairline. Most of them don't have no edges. Most of them don't look good. Some of them look really good, but some of them, nah. So all that time you spent, harassing other people, why didn't you just, be more encouraging? I don't know. People just are too mean. Bullyings don't stop. Even grown folks are bullies even at the workplace. Some of the surgeries, especially if it's often, end up looking funny. That's exactly what I was talking about today. I'm like, I think I saw her and she just looks weird. And I'm like, what did she do? Like she already looked to me, she looked good. Like, why are you trying to pretend to be something that you're not? Like, you're a mature woman. Like now it looks like you glued on a face onto a 70-year-old woman's body. Like, I don't understand. It's I don't know. I'm not chasing the fountain of youth. I do want to age gracefully, but I'm not chasing the fountain of youth. I don't think you need to do. And if people would stop smoking, because the people that I know that smoke, those are the people who are aging the worst. All that stuff affects your cells. Like if you're gonna keep puff passing, you're gonna have wrinkles and stuff galore. Like and the one lady that I know, her teeth are all kind of like jacked up and black because she smokes. She's been smoking since she was 18, maybe even younger. She, that makes you look. I don't smoke, so that's but maybe, and I don't really drink. I sip here and there, but I don't drink. I think I always kind of knew that I don't want to look like certain people I saw, so let me not do what they did. And smoking was one of the things I didn't do. And some of us who are skinny are trying to put on some meat. The pandemic was rough. I lose weight. I lost a lot of weight and then I put on a lot of weight. So I'm trying to balance it out. I think I put on some weight, not too much though. Like recently, I could feel some of my pants getting a little closer. So I'm like, okay, you get it under control. So I will be, and I was walking, remember, but I had to stop because my foot got injured. I haven't kind of really resumed, so I think I'm going to resume this week. But maybe not because the smoke. This is the thing. The smoke is kind of so I might have to go to the gym and just walk indoors on the treadmill because I can't be doing it outside like I was. But that's probably what happened. I stopped the walking and I was doing like, speed walking. I had weights on my ankles and on my wrist and I was really doing good. And then just some joint pain in my foot and my ankle, and that was it. That took me off for at least it's been about 2 months, if not a little bit more. So I have to get back to the walking, and I'm pretty sure that that little extra weight will come back off and get back to what I was. Just want to maintain a healthy lifestyle. But that's pretty much it for me because I'm just talking. But I asked for people to come up. No one wants to come up. So I'll drop the link one more time, but no one's coming. So I'm like, wouldn't mind talking with somebody. But you guys are hiding. So I'll drop the link. It's there. So I'll wait a few minutes and see. But I want to start walking, but I haven't because of the smoke. So I had to find a solution. Otherwise, it might get worse. I don't want to put on any more weight. I want to get back to what I just accomplished and maintain that. And then I'm gonna do some recording. I gotta get the garden tour out and check that out. Okay. I'm just checking. Okay, I don't see anything. All right. I guess no one needs to come in. I don't see anybody coming. Okay, so I'm gonna close it off. I'll see you all in the week. I might do. We'll see how I feel on Monday because Monday I'm off. Maybe I'll do a pop up. We shall see. I'm not too sure, but see you next week, God willing. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Enjoy your holiday long weekend. Spend time with your family and friends, and continue growing your food, guys. So I'll see you next week. All right. Take care.